There is.
Hey guys, this is Travis. I just wanted to show you the new champion that's coming out. His name is Thresh, and he is the Chain Warden. Very cool. He's a Shadow Isles themed champion, so he kind of feels like Hecarim, and he's actually somewhere between a support and a tank, so sort of similar to the way that Leona works. So let me go ahead and give you just a rundown of all of his different abilities. Alright, so first off, he has a passive called Keeper of Lost Souls. This allows him to collect the souls of dead enemies when he's near them, and they grant him armor, MR, and ability power. So the way it works is, you see those orbs that I just picked up, those actually pop out of the minions, and you can actually use those. There's one. So they don't always pop out of everything, but whenever they often do, and you can go collect those, and then those actually work with your Q, which I'll tell you about as well. So they work by giving you armor, MR, and ability power, but also by giving you some of this other stuff that works with his Qs. So his Q is actually called Shackle, and it's somewhere in between a Bandage Toss and a Blitzcrank Hook. So obviously you see the passive there deals extra, makes it so that he builds up some extra damage on his hits when he's not attacking. That's kind of cool for the support role, and that works based on the different souls that he has. And then also, you know, the active is that he can grab an enemy, and then he can either have them pull to him, or he can go to them, and it also does some damage. So, looking here at Graves, I'm going to go ahead and hook him. And you see he came to me first a little bit, but then I reactivated the Q again, and I actually went to him. So you can sort of do that over walls and that kind of thing. Alright, so for his W, he actually has a lantern that he can throw down on the ground, and whenever anybody comes near it, here's the range, anybody comes near it, he can actually, it actually shoots out a shield onto that ally, so that's for different allies in there. But the other cool thing is, so you'll see Twisted Fate get the shield, but he can actually click on the lantern to come to where I'm located, so it's a really awesome way for people to come play, you know, whenever they're playing, to come escape by grabbing on a lantern and sort of zipping away with you. Alright, so his E is actually also a really unique ability because it changes based on the direction that you're pointing at. So if you see right now, the reticle has it so that, you know, it's either facing forward, or if I go behind, whatever, you can see the arrows. So if I use it facing Graves, it pushes him forward. He uses his little whip there, and then if I use it backwards, it'll actually have him come towards me. So you can either push or pull depending on what you want to do. Alright, and then his ultimate is actually a box. So you'll see that right now Graves is sort of inside this on the reticle. I'm going to put up this wall, and he'll suffer, he'll be slowed while he's in it, and then there's going to be these walls, and if he goes through the wall, he'll take some damage and also be slowed for 2 seconds, but the wall will disappear. So I can actually pull him through. Oh, I would have been able to pull him, but he actually took some damage when he hit the wall, and also was slowed shortly thereafter. So you can imagine putting that down in the middle of a team fight, and you can actually pull people through it with Shackle or with the Scythe ability as E. So that's actually really useful and really cool. Okay, so one of the cool things that you can actually do with the lantern, specifically some of the cooler things I've seen, are just you can actually throw the lantern onto the other side of a wall, and you know, people can go through it that way. So and the range on it is pretty big, so you can save a lot of different people that way. Alright, so it's really important to note that he has a passive called Keeper of Lost Souls, you know, that shows up on his passive bar. You can actually see how many souls he's harvested, you know, what bonus defenses and ability power that gives him, and also the value of the next soul. Another advanced tactic that you can use is, you know, I can't really show it that well here, but you can actually go over walls by using the Q. And imagine if you had put down a lantern here first and you had an ally, the ally would have been able to go over with you. So you can actually like pull a whole group of people with you just by using your different abilities. Alright guys, so wrapping everything up, I gotta say I really like this champion. I feel like he has just a lot of cool abilities. They sort of put him in the support / tank role overall, and so that's kind of a welcome thing. You know, Riot just put out support a short time ago with Nami, but this is kind of neat because now we have another in such a short time that's very unlike them. And I think overall he just has, you know, he's kind of a cool mix between an offensive and defensive support, and he's going to have just a lot of mobility that he'll be able to bring to the, you know, the game overall. So, and by the way, you know, you can sort of see this reticle on the outside of his lantern. That's going to be super helpful whenever you're working on that, or whenever you're throwing down the lantern and you're trying to sort of see like how useful it'll be. You can see that Graves there is just sort of pulling him along. I'll put down my. So you see that there are multiple walls too, which is he's able to take a lot of damage just because he goes all the way through one of those, and then he finally kills me. So yeah, that's the champion. I hope you guys. Awesome death animation. I hadn't seen that before. The lantern just sort of pops down, but really overall cool champion. I think I'm going to be purchasing him when he comes out.